Welcome back to another edition of the Blacktor Studio. I am your host, Starr Domingue, and today I have with me this amazing human being, not just an amazing actor, but friend of mine. His name is Andrew Lawrie. Hi,
Hey, Star. Wow, that was such a lovely introduction. If I could
Andrew.
get that introduction every day for like just my everyday life, I'd be set.
Prescott, you are this amazing human.
Well, thank you for having me, and you're also an amazing person, and I'm thrilled to do this. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but hopefully it's inspiring to a few people out there.
It'll be inspiring to me, which, let's be honest, this is all about me anyways. This show. Well, I made this show so I could talk to my friends and learn their journeys. That's really what's up. And then the viewers can hopefully, extrapolate whatever they want to extrapolate. But this is for me. So there's that. And let's begin today the way that I always begin. Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I was actually the first generation born in Canada of my family. Like, I always feel pretty proud of that. I don't know why. I didn't really have anything to do with it. I was just born. So, being born in Canada is cool for a lot of different reasons. I mean, there's so many different opportunities here. And I was grateful to be born in this country because of those opportunities. And those opportunities led me to where I am today. So, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my parents.
You're not the only one that's the first generation Canadian of my viewers, but even myself, first generation Canadian. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm super proud of that. It had nothing to do with me, but I do really value the fact that I am a Canadian citizen and my parents brought me here or bore me here, I guess is the best way to put that.
Oh, yes, proper verbiage, yes.
I'm nothing if not a great articulate speaker. You guys know that from all the videos before.
I think it's more so maybe I'm proud of my parents, their journey coming to Canada, being immigrants from Guyana, South America. It's not always easy to start a whole new life here, especially when you're accustomed to something completely different in another country. So to come here at such a young age, get married, have a kid, and raise that kid while adapting to the Canadian lifestyle when they're used to, a more Caribbean lifestyle in Guyana, it's something that, goes under the radar here in terms of how difficult it is and how challenging it actually is. So I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm proud to be born here in Canada because of my parents and their efforts and their journey.
Guys, see? Oh, he's such an amazing human.
Oh gosh, please stop.
It's true. It is exactly how I feel, So I
Yeah.
appreciate you speaking about your parents with such love and admiration.
Like when I think of my mom and dad, like they've been so incredibly supportive throughout my entire life. They've been behind me 100% for absolutely everything I've done. When I first told them that I actually wanted to be a theater artist, an actor, they looked right at me and they really wanted to make sure that this is what I wanted to do. They're like, well, do you love doing it? And then I said, yes. And do you see yourself being fulfilled doing it? And I said, yes. And they said, well, go for it. That's all that matters. And we're going to be here behind you for whatever you need. And I'll never take for granted how important it is to have the support of your parents. For something that's incredibly scary as becoming an artist and something that's uncertain as being an artist is, to have their support for that is just, I couldn't ask for anything more really than just them telling me, go get it. And we're here for you whenever you need or for whatever you need. Um,
That's so beautiful. Speaking of them, what do or did they do?
my mom works in real estate. She works for Remax. So there's a little plug for Remax. And my dad's in construction.
All of our parents do want something bigger and better for us, something more stable in our lives, and that they could say, you know what? I'm going to let you follow your dreams and see where it leads you. And because look where it led you.
My appreciation is just like through the roof for them, and I'll never say that enough, I don't think.
I love your relationship with them. Just so beautiful. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. I have a younger brother. He's 7 years younger than me. For 7 years being an only child, you get kind of bored just playing with your toys alone. You want another person in the household to play with. And I was really happy to know that I was going to get a little brother. He was quite the handful, but I loved him dearly. And He's now all grown up, and we are two completely different people. He's very analytical, he's very scientific in the way that he thinks. Emotions don't really drive his thought process. He's all about logistics and rationality. And I just find it a very interesting dynamic between two brothers. One
Well,
who's maybe a little too emotional about things, being me, and someone who has a more rational and clear, level headed thought process.
Well, I
I
always
think,
find it fascinating with the siblings on this show. If all the siblings have some sort of artistic path, or if, one person followed this and they were the odd man out in the family. I'm always so intrigued to know if that is something that the family was fostering, or if it's just that you individually found this thing. I think that that's really important to highlight because that's the point. The point is everybody's journey is different. If we highlight the differences, then maybe it will become easier for somebody to follow their passions, even when it's not around them.
absolutely. I always find it interesting the different journeys in life that people take. And also, like, things that just happen to fall into people's lap, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that actually is something I'm interested in, and I would have never thought about it. And then they go and run with it.
If you're open to opportunity,
Yeah,
if you're open
exactly.
to opportunity, let's be honest, be open to opportunity is what we're saying. Be open to the universe dropping things into your lap. Be open to all of the blessings. Don't block the blessing.
Oh my God, I should quote you on that. That's a beautiful quote, and that's a beautiful motto to live by.
So beautiful, Andrew Lawrie. Where did you go to school?
Well, I was in the public system of schooling for the entirety of my younger years. What was interesting, though, was I was actually in French immersion for the majority of my schooling, which I found really, really hard and difficult at the time, but very beneficial in my adult life.
And so where did you go to high school?
I went to Richview Collegiate Institute in Etobicoke, which was great. The thing about Toronto, it's so multicultural that you just get like everybody from everywhere in like one place. And that's exactly what Richview was. My high school was kind of like all those movies, those teen movies, like very cliquey, very much not a school based around the arts or supportive of the arts in any way. Our school was always about football and football only, very sports oriented school. So I was kind of the odd person out in terms of my interest in drama. Like how there's the drama kids as like a certain group in school. Well, I was the drama kid. There was only one. I was probably one of maybe two that were serious about it after high school in terms of like pursuing it as a career. I enjoyed high school. Thankfully, I don't have to go back to high school because I mean, some of the courses there were a little too much for me. I mean, math, don't get me started on high school math.
I was just talking about this the other day. My older brother, he forced me to take chemistry and calculus. I was going to a school for the arts. I was in dance. And when it came time to choose my subjects, he was like, "You're taking calculus and chemistry." And I said, "But I'm going to be a performer." And he's like, "Okay. And you're taking calculus and chemistry. It'll be good for you." So I took them. I don't regret it. Shout out Adriel Domingue. I don't regret it. But it wasn't a good time.
Look, if you're into math and that's your thing, like that's cool. Like more power to you. But let me tell you, it was like going into the depths of hell every morning period from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. But math is important, kids. Math is very important. Do your math homework.
Do
Listen
your
to your
math.
parents. Yes.
Listen to your parents or your big brothers. So where did you go to school after high school? Did you go to an art school?
Coming into high school, I was kind of into drama. Like people said that I had like a certain aptitude for it, but I never really like listened to it. I always thought it was just something fun. And then in high school, I actually really fed into that craft by joining the improv team. Yeah, we competed at the Canadian Improvisational Games.
You did? I am Soup's Jelioso.
Yes. So just think of Whose Line Is It Anyway? That was also a great time of high school because I really loved Whose Line Is It Anyway? I mean, like, Guys like Ryan Stiles, Colin Mockery, Wayne Brady, they were my idols growing up. And if you picture that, but then on a competitive level, and then there's much more added to that. It's not just what you saw on that show. Like it was just such an exciting time. And I think doing that, doing improv, actually made me realize how much theater fulfilled me inside. Getting in front of a live crowd, not knowing exactly what's going to happen or what you're going to say, and just relying on the people you're working with to create something that's halfway coherent and halfway funny. There was such an excitement and a thrill in that. And I couldn't get enough of it. And I wanted to know how I could further that excitement and fulfillment for myself. So I just got further into looking at plays and studying different types of theater in high school, to the point where I knew that I wanted to continue on with this in my career. I really wanted to go to Ryerson Theater School. That was my top choice. And lo and behold, some way, by hook or crook, I made it in. I was supremely thrilled at that, because I knew that this was going to be another step in my journey to becoming the artist that I wanted to be.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode of the Blacktor Studio.
It's so incredible when people say that they know multiple languages. I mean, I only know two, French and English.
I like that you said, I just know two. I only know two.
I didn't mean for that to come off very pompous. It's actually quite something when you can meet somebody that speaks a certain language, and then you can speak that language back to them, and you form conversations with people you probably would have never formed a conversation with.
I wasn't in French immersion, but I went to like Montessori school. I think half the day was Spanish and French. Like we did like half and half of that.
Yeah.
And then English, and then I promptly went into the public education system, just regular old Catholic school. I did the French. I got good grades.
I don't doubt that you did. You were
And
probably
I
better than me.
from high school. And I'm just gonna say that I can kind of understand some things.
Le grenouille mange le pamplemousse. That's a famous Simpsons quote.
La grenouille mange les pamplemousses.
La grenouille mange la pamplemousse.
Or crunchy croquants.
Touche. There's another French word.